Greetings, this is Zed the Zombie Hunter, and today's question is both fascinating and fearful. Is there a deep underground military base beneath Griffith Park, California? According to the Tales from Death Valley, the horrid Z-Freak infestation began with the demise of a secret military base snuggled beneath the vastly populated Los Angeles area. Was it a terrorist attack or a devious scheme by dubious entrepreneurs to secure biological agents they could market for billions of dollars? No matter. The explosion that followed their breach of the so-called vault resulted in the Z-2230 virus and a payload of other deadly biotech agents being released into the LA area, infecting 1 million unaware citizens. Could this scenario even come close to reality? Or is it just fantasy? First of all, a sound mind would wonder, would the United States government dare to store volatile weapons of mass destruction in such a place? Sadly, the construction of the vault came at a time in U.S. history when secret government agencies correlated with military factions to perform a plethora of perilous procedures. The deep underground military base reported in the scenario of Tales from Death Valley, aka the Vault, was connected to the Biological and Chemical Security Act of 1952. Remember that date, 1952. Let us investigate some of these dark deeds during these dark days. You may verify all of these examples on the internet. First, the American Nuclear Guinea Pigs Project. This gruesome activity entailed human radiation experiments done over a period of 30 years in which the U.S. conducted radiation experiments on as many as 20,000 unsuspecting U.S. citizens. April 17th, 1947. A second example deals with ethnic-specific weapons that were verified by a military review published in 1970. These weapons were actively being developed decades before this. Let's see, 1970, 1960, 1950. What are ethnic-specific weapons? These are biological agents that will only infect or kill specific ethnic populations. One will kill only whites. Another will only infect blacks. Others will kill only Latinos, Asians, or those of Middle Eastern descent. Get your copy of this report. November 1970, Military Review, Ethnic Weapons article. There are other examples such as these provided by healthnewsnet.com, a history of U.S. secret human experiments. The list is rather long. Feel free to pause the video so you can write down these web links. So with these few examples, a reasonable person would have to agree that it is indeed plausible for the U.S. government to build a secret base in a spot surrounded by civilians. In fact, for secrecy, such a location would be perfect to hide the facility. Until it exploded, that is. Oops. Let's move on to the next thought, shall we? Is it reasonable that such a facility could be built under Los Angeles? Let us consider the vast caverns nature has provided. At sundown on February 12, 1953, witnesses told police that they had witnessed an automobile into the throat of a storm drain near Willowbrook and Greenleaf Avenues in Los Angeles. Officers arrived on the scene within 10 minutes, and according to the Los Angeles Herald and Express, they followed the fresh tire tread marks into the tunnel for 7 miles. The track down continued until midnight when, 7 miles up the storm drain, the tracks vanished. Herald and Express newsmen who had accompanied the police on the incredible search up the tube were witnesses to the fact that, in the muddy silt covering the floor of the drain, the tire tread marks were sharp and fresh. Then, no more tracks. So there you have it. We know that other deep underground military bases exist across the world, and according to some sources, even in California. We know that there are vast caverns and deep chasms beneath Los Angeles available for such a facility. And we know that the U.S. government has been involved in genetic and biological experiments. And what happens to these biological agents after they are finished with them? They would need a vault to secure these elements of death, and perhaps hide them away, so so they might never be used again. And so the writers of Tales from Death Valley give us more a history lesson than a book of fiction. I wonder how many other things are true as well. Until next time, toodles!